It's been just over a year now since I uploaded my initial Staples Hyken Chair review, and I had a lot of comments, a lot of discussion, a lot of questions on that video, so I wanted to make a follow-up video a year later and let you know how it's held up. So in my initial video, I compared this Staples Hyken mesh chair that comes in at $329.99 Canadian against the Herman Miller Aeron, which is the gold standard in office chairs. And like Herman Miller is just a well-renowned company when it comes to office equipment and home furniture. That chair comes in at $1,650 Canadian right now for the base model, and you could soup it up a bit for more money. In the video, I talked about how I think that it's good to spring for more expensive things if they're gonna last and if you can take care of them. But in this scenario, this chair just seemed like such good value in terms of comfort for money. And that's why I bought this chair instead of the Herman Miller. Obviously, affordability is a thing. I don't wanna spend $1,600 on a chair if I don't need to, but do I regret that decision? Am I happy that I bought this chair, or am I gonna be looking for a used or new Herman Miller in the future? Let's talk about it. So to be completely honest, my thoughts on the chair haven't changed an enormous amount. I really like this chair. It's been extremely comfortable. There have been some quality issues and some things deteriorating a little bit. So I wanna bring those up and I wanna talk about those in detail. But overall, I really wanna talk about who this chair is for and then maybe who the Herman Miller might be for, or some other options. The Herman Miller chair is almost better in every single category. It's just a way better built chair. It'll last you longer, the quality's better, but some people can't afford $1,650 for an office chair, and that's where this chair comes in. Some of the biggest differences that you're gonna find in the two chairs are that the Herman Miller is just built better. It's a higher quality chair, but the one comment that I've resoundingly seen on the internet from comparing the two chairs from people that have owned a Herman Miller Aeron and have owned a Staples Hyken, the level of comfort of the chair itself isn't really any different. They're both really good, really comfortable chairs, and they just have different price points. So what you're paying for with the Herman Miller is the quality, the adjustability, the look, the design, and the durability of the chair itself. What you're buying with this chair is a very comfortable, decently designed, okay looking office chair. And that's why this is one of the most popular office chairs like in the world right now, I bet you. I just wanted to interrupt for 2 seconds and say thank you so much for watching the video, guys. It means a lot. If you like this type of content, it would mean the world to me if you subscribe to the channel, because it helps me keep motivated to keep doing what I'm doing. So I appreciate it. Back to the video. The Staples Hyken absolutely exceeds when it comes to value. $330 for the comfort level that I have from this chair is incredible. I've had absolutely no issues with back pain or just any discomfort from the chair really altogether. I had some initial complaints with the width of the armrest, but I realized later on you could adjust these a tiny bit, which I would recommend if you're not super tiny. There's a few quality issues that I still have with the chair, and there's a couple things that have kind of deteriorated, which is very concerning for me in terms of, having the chair for a year. So I wanted to bring those up just in case they might be something that you would be looking at. So to start with some of the pros of this chair, it is absolutely the best bang for your buck in terms of what's on the market right now. It's extremely comfortable, and it does have some adjustability, although the adjustability is lacking slightly in compared to the Herman Miller. It's a mesh chair, which is really nice, especially in the summer when it's hot out. There's a lot of breathability, and it's kind of cushiony and comfortable in terms of the design there. For the most part, all of the parts on the chair itself have held up other than a couple, and I'm gonna talk about those in detail now. So I think my biggest beef with the chair is the armrests themselves. They're not very adjustable. They are only height adjustable, and the width is barely adjustable. It's somewhat adjustable when you're setting it up. They also rattle around like absolute crazy. When you're actually using the chair, it's not very noticeable because you're not moving side to side. But if you listen here, you could just move these around. There's no real engineering reason why that should be. It's just a cheaper design, and it doesn't fit as seamlessly as it should. That being said, it's actually not really a downside in terms of usability, because when I'm using it, it never like rattles around. Like your arms are just on here. It's only if you grab them and rattle them around, you notice that. The biggest problem that I've had with the chair is there is a cushion at the front of the chair which has started to degrade and move around. So for whatever reason, part of the plastic in the chair at the front area has kind of cut into this front plastic cushion, which your legs rest onto. You sit on the mesh and then your legs kind of rest on this foam cushion, and it's just gotten cut up from this plastic part, and it starts to slowly kind of recede and move back. So overall, this is the only thing that is really actually broken in the chair. It's a little disappointing because I don't know if there's just a replacement part for that or what the case is, but that would be my biggest red flag with the chair overall after a year, is that cushion is starting to degrade. And if it's happening to my chair, I'm sure it's happening to a lot of other chairs. So if you have a Staples Hyken, I'd love to hear if you've had that issue as well. The chair also, which I didn't really notice until a subscriber pointed it out, but it collects an enormous amount of dust. I'm sure any other chair would collect a similar amount of dust. I don't think this was designed to collect dust, but it collects a lot of dust. So if that's something that's gonna bug you, which I'm sure every other chair is gonna do that, you just gotta clean it regularly. It's not that big of an issue. Now, it is a really small chair, and I didn't really realize this when I was reviewing it, and I had a lot of comments asking if it's gonna fit a 6 foot whatever person, different weight and height categories, and I don't know. You have to go and test it yourself. Go into a Staples, they most likely have one of these in there. But the best option, if you think you are gonna need a larger chair, is they actually make a similar version called the Dexley. And I would recommend using that chair if you're a little bit larger and you want a budget alternative. The Herman Miller actually comes in 3 different sizes, so you can kind of pick depending on that and get it adjusted specifically for your body size, which, if that's something that you're really concerned about, I would 100% spring for the extra money and get that chair. Now, I just wanna wrap this up kind of talking about the chair and if I made the right decision, or if maybe I should have got the nice Herman Miller Aeron. I'm happy that I bought this chair at the time. Doesn't mean in the future I might not try and spring for a Herman Miller Aeron if I lease an office or something like that. I keep this one at home. The chair has held up really well and it's been extremely comfortable. And when I purchased it, I didn't want to spring that extra money towards a more expensive chair. I think I made the right decision, but if you're somebody that's looking for a chair that's gonna last you for a really long time, I would say spring and get the Herman Miller, or get something else that's gonna be a little bit better built. But in terms of like a work from home person, an everyday office person that doesn't really want to spend a lot of money, or somebody that just wants an extra office chair around the house, this is such a good option. I know a ton of people that have bought them through my recommendation. My girlfriend's whole office got them. My stepbrother got one, my girlfriend's mom got one. A lot of people got them and they've been really happy with the chairs. So it's still a really good option, especially if you don't want to spend a ton of money. I really hope this review has been helpful. I still love the chair. I'm not upgrading it anytime soon. I'm gonna keep it until it dies or I have to move. So I really appreciate you watching this video. If you want to see more videos like this, reviews, filmmaking, life, subscribe to the channel and there'll be more content coming soon. I appreciate you watching. Peace.